Welcome to episode 29 of Why Civilization Started Over. Last time we saw a lot of exploration of the Americas, and we will see more of that today. But first thing we're going to see be happening is actually over here in Asia, where over here, looking at the lines, some episodes ago, this purple country left the triangle lines, and well, they might be regretting that soon, as a landing has just been made by another country in this city over here. And what is that country? Well, it's the Red Chinese country, the New China. They have landed here, and the purple country was not expecting this, even though in the war, I'm pretty sure China literally did this exact same thing, landed here and just completely destroyed the purple country. So you'd expect them to be expecting this when there's a country here that is calling itself the New China. And well, this country will push over here towards the capital, right outside of it. And after a few days, the capital will be taken. Following this, they will continue to push in. They will push over, taking all of the coast and ending up at the borders of the Korean and this light blue country, which are both in the triangle lines, but they will not invade because they are not ready for war with the triangle lines yet. They will then push up towards this major city and take it. With this, they'll start sending more troops in, and after more troops arrive over here, they will start pushing up a lot. As they push through all of this land here, and take this major city here easily. With this, there's not much of this purple country left, and it's just this area here. With this, China will just push over to this major city, and after taking it, the troops down here will flee into Korea, and these troops here a lot of them will flee into this yellow nation or this red nation, but a lot of them are just going to try to stay and fight, but it will not go well for them as they all die. And well, China has plans for this nation now. Those plans are, for starters, they're going to take all of this land here. As for the rest of it, will be turned into a puppet, or a vassal, or whatever you want to call it. But with that, China has expanded, and now they're in land that they never even, while they had occupied it during the war, they never actually owned it. So now it's seen that this country doesn't just want to reunite China, it also wants to take more land that China probably would have taken if the triangle lines never existed and they didn't lose a war. But continuing on, moving over to another vassal. This here used to be the Pink Nation, However, after it got attacked by the red team and this team here, it kind of got... Why is there like purple dots? Not purple, pink dots all over here. What? Okay, that's better. Anyways, though, it got turned into a vassal. However, inside of it, the people really want their independence. And seeing this, and with the Ed team is going to go over there, take the person that they put in charge, kill that person, and put a new person in charge. This one, a lot more strict and a lot more controlling, and also inside the capital, there will be kind of an incident where some red team troops are going to shoot a bunch of pink team civilians, and the pink team really does not like this, and we're going to see a revolution happen, as a lot of the pink team wants to go back to being their own nation instead of a puppet, as we see basically everywhere except for the capital rebel. Eventually, though, they will throw the person out of here. However, the red team is not just going to let this happen. They will start pushing into the pink team again. However, the pink team is going to be receiving a lot of support from nations such as this gray one here, and basically all the square team is going to be sending a lot of supplies over to this pink team, and some of them are even going to start sending troops, and with that, the red team will get pushed out. They will try to push down here first, however, but that doesn't go well as they get cut off here, and all the troops there die or get captured. But the red team gets completely pushed out, and the pink team starts to push into it. And after this province, these two provinces here get taken, the red team will agree to let the pink team have independence. However, the pink team demands that they're given these two provinces here, which the red team doesn't want to give them. However, the pink team will occupy it, so it'll be made pink. Anyways, though, the pink team has returned. Its name is still in the wrong spot. Let me fix that. Indus is now independent again. I'm on the wrong layer. Of course I am. No, I'll fix that later. There's more that needs to happen. So, the Pokestan Imperial Empire, as it got named during one of the streams that I did, has lost a little bit of land. However, to make up for this land they lost, they decide, you see this green nation over here? Let's invade it. But then, Belaka will go over to the red team and say, if you invade this, then we will declare war on you. And with this, the red team is incredibly annoyed, but they will listen, for now at least, as the red team will start trying to find other places to expand. Speaking of expanding, going over to the Americas, we will be seeing a lot of these countries expand, starting with the Nordic Union, who will explore some more of this land over here. Exploring basically all of Quebec. They'll also find this island, they find these islands down here, but they will then expand as they take all of Quebec along with these islands here. We will also see the Dutch expand, also going north as they expand into all of this here. And they will also do some more exploring. As they explore over to this lake here. They will also explore outwards more. And then they will do some more expand. As they expand over to these lakes, they will then expand down over to here, where they will take all of that. Meanwhile, the pink team here, the one in Iberia, not the one that just got their independence, they are going to expand as well and explore as they explore over here and meet up with the Japanese. This is the first time they'll find out about the Japanese having a colony here. However, they will expand a bit more as they expand into all of this along here. We will also be seeing the Swiss egg team expand as they expand up along here, getting close to the Japanese but not directly bordering them. Man, imagine saying that this country here borders this country here. Like, without the context of the Americas, everyone will think you're crazy. You know, just, we'll go see Japan expand a tiny bit, just so I can say that Japan and Switzerland border each other. Boom. There we go. Anyways, going down here, the country here is going to do a lot more exploring as they explore along here. However, down here we're actually going to see another landing get made. And you're probably wondering, who is this? Well, this is actually what's the this is actually the Siam Union, who will set up their own colony here, which, similar to the European colonies, will expand as they explore along over to here. And after meeting up with Yugohl, as this country is called, they will make a deal where, after exploring a bit more, a line will be drawn right here. It's not exactly straight, but that's fine. But the line will look like this. And basically it states that all of this, everything south of it, is Siams, while everything north is Uyghurs. Everything except for a little bit more land that we will see this country here take as they expand down along here and out over here, but they will soon stop as they will make a deal with Uyghur that they can have the rest of the continent. With this, Uyghur will continue to explore. Well, not explore, but expand. And the reason why this country here did it is, A, they have good relations with Uyghur, and also because they will be putting a lot of money into their next project, that being digging the Panama Canal. They will, however, take these islands here, except for this one down here, which Uyghur will take. The rest go to port, though. Anyways, though, heading to another area, that being over here with these countries, we are going to see this purple country expand as they will expand down here a bit. We will also be seeing the pink country expanding along like this. We will see this green country here expand and also start to explore some more land as they explore into this land here. And now coming over here to this red nation, which I just realized I never gave a capital to. Let's fix that. So their capital will be right there. We're going to see them expand as well. As they expand north into this area here, they will also expand like this a bit. But they're mostly going north. And they will send out a massive exploration group over here that will explore some of this. It is pretty cold though, so this is costing them quite a bit of money, which they got somehow, I don't know. They've been doing some trading with a lot of other nations, especially the ones down here. They're actually trading with both Korea and China, so trading with both of those will get them quite a bit of money, but we will see them then expand up into here. And heading down here, we will see the Circle Alliance. First, to add another member, that member will be this country here. And after they join, they will start their next goal of exploring all of this gray area. So this is going to be pretty hard as there are mountains like right there. So, but anyways, they will explore. I don't know exactly where the mountains are. They're like right here, I think. But after a lot of exploring, all of this will be explored. We're also seeing this pink country explore up here. Along with just all the countries up here start exploring over here. into more of Russia as okay, that's not important. They explore all of this here. And after that, we will go over here to the Indonesian country. And actually, here's a fun fact. This over here was originally supposed to be the Indonesian country's colony. However, if you look at this, okay, they're not as similar as I was expecting them to be. They're pretty similar, so I expect them to be a lot more similar, but I didn't want these two bordering each other because of how similar they look, so they instead I just gave it to Siam. I thought about giving it to this gray country here, but I don't know, I just chose not to. Anyways, that's enough of that. We are going to see Indonesia expand into more of Australia as they continue to explore. Sticking to the coast, however, because, well, this is not really. You can't really just walk into the middle of Australia and expect to come back alive, if you know what I mean. But anyways, yeah. They explore a bit more and expand a little bit over here. They also will expand into these islands over here as they discover them. And anyways, coming up to this red nation here, things are not going well for them as they are incredibly unstable, and we're actually going to see a region break away as this entire northern half here will break away. And the Red Nation does not like this, but they're incredibly weak at the moment with their military not really wanting to do anything. And, well, shortly after, we're actually going to see another breakaway down here, which I'm pretty sure actually used to be a country down here, but I don't remember what color it was. Down here, we'll see a brownish country breakaway over here. And with that, we need to give them capitals. This brown country's capital will be its one major city right there. And this country's capital will be right there. Going over to the yellow country, we're going to see them expand a bit. As they expand up into this area, they aren't expanding much though because they are a bit worried about China after what China did over here, so they're going to try to keep most of their. They're going to try they're going to yeah. I can't speak. They're putting a lot of troops over here on this the border of the puppet state and also this small border that they share with China. They're also putting troops on the border of this red nation. That way, if China invades into them from the puppet state, they'll already have troops there ready just in case they try to push through there. We're also seeing the same with the rest of the Triangle Alliance members. Also, off camera, I added defensive pacts. So there's a defensive pact between Japan and this country here. Along with that, there's one between Egg and Raymall, or however you pronounce it. Raymall. There's also one between Estonia and this Latvia country, along with one between Nordic Union and Estonia. There's also one between the gray team and the pink team down here. But that's it for at the moment. Actually, there is another one that got made in this episode that I need to add, and that is let me just copy this. That is between the gray country and this green country here. So those are defensive packs. Anyways, though. The next event, and the last event in this episode, is going to be a big one. And that is that Egg, along with this green Italian country I've been speaking, and colonization of the Americas is going well. And they have another idea, and that is that why don't they colonize Africa? So they are going to hold a conference in the capital of the green team, which is called Altsen, named after the YouTuber. But they will hold a meeting here, and Mark, who is at this, what should I use? I'll use this, I guess. The countries that will be marked with this, so obviously Italy is here, along with Egg. We'll also see the Lime team get invited. They don't know a lot of these don't know what it's about until they get invited, though. We also see Green France, along with Brittany, this pink country over here, the blue country right next to it, along with this country down here, and also the Dutch, and the final country invited is the Scottish country, or well, the final country with a colony so far that's invited, as there is one more country that's invited that doesn't have any colonies yet. That's actually the German country over here, which there are some internal problems happening, and in fact, recently the government of that nation, let me find the right way here, the oligarchs were kind of all kicked out of power as there was a bit of a rebellion. It was quick though, like pretty quick. Like they stormed the capital, killed everyone killed like all of the oligarchs, and well, they've kind of become a dictatorship, and they want to expand. And Egg here will try to befriend the dictator, as, well, Egg kind of is trying to befriend a lot of nations to kind of get an alliance against some countries that they don't really like. One of those being up here, and they kind of want to get a friend on the border with that. And I think it's pretty obvious why they don't like the Nordic Union. They had different goals about what to do with, they had different opinions about what to do with the Yellow Nation. Also, speaking of which, afterwards, the Nordic Union set up the Yellow Team with democracy, along with a few of these other countries released now democracies. Like, everyone who was royal blood was killed here, so they just abolished the royal family, and it's democracy now. Similar with this country, like, the people in charge before could not be found, so they just set up a democracy there. But now Germany's a dictatorship, and to try to befriend them, to get an ally that borders their greatest enemy, they will invite them to this conference. Also, this is why the Nordic Union is not invited, is because Egg does not like them. But at the conference, the Loamthig, as it is called, hears about the plan to colonize Africa, and they're like, you just mean the unclaimed land, right? However, Egg does not just mean the unclaimed land, as they kind of want some land from a few countries down here, specifically Sinai, who they want to take some land from. That way they can make the Suez Canal here, which they want because they've been trading with the Red Team a lot recently, along with other members of the Red Team's alliance. And it would make trade a lot easier if they could just go through there instead of needing to go all the way around. And after hearing that, some other countries start wanting some land, like hearing about that plan. Some countries want land down here. That way they can control trade that goes through there. And when the Lion Team hears about the plan to colonize the nations on there, they are horrified, and they ask what will happen to the people, and, well, they're even more horrified when Egg mentions that they plan to kind of enslave some of the people to dig the canal here. This makes the leader of Loamthig angry, who storms out and goes over to Africa and warns them about this. And soon after, the majority of the countries here will declare war on all of Africa. Those nations the nations that are going to be in this war are basically everyone at the conference, except, obviously, Rome. Loamthig won't join, as they are going to be on the defending side. Along with that, Ugal will not join, as while they want some land here, a lot of the land they want is just unclaimed land. They kind of want some of Madagascar, but they don't really care that much about that. So they will leave instead of joining the war. However, the rest of these will all declare war on all of Africa. And, well, all but one country. You see, one country has decided to kind of stab the rest of Africa in the back, and that is the South African Union, who will make a deal with Egg, where they will be spared, and in return, Egg is allowed to use all of their ports That way, because it will take a while for this to get to be dug up. So using all the ports for free, that way they can trade here without needing to pay as much because a lot of countries that go through here to trade will use ports on the shore of South Africa. That way they can like restock on any food that they might need. Just all the things that you would that you would need to do when going on a long journey from here to Europe. So they will give not just egg, but all of the countries involved in this free access to those. In return, they will be spared. However, the rest of the continent will not be spared, and we will be seeing that war next episode. So see you then. It will probably be coming out tomorrow around 5 p.m. EST. So yeah, and goodbye.